Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is the first live episode of Battle Rap Resume. I appreciate if you listen to this in normal podcast form, you won't appreciate this, but yeah, this is us going live right now on Facebook. So shout out everyone listening, Battle Rap Resume fans and Psychosis fans and all those, and Slacky fans. I'm sure you will be by the end of this. little build up there, but yeah. Anyway, this is Battle Rap Resume. Follow us at battlerapresume@gmail.com. But this is awesome to have you on, Psychosis, because the last time we spoke, you were speaking about Unit 11 and making the movies, but now there's a trailer out, man, and it's great to see.
Yeah, let's call me Theo when we do filming stuff then, innit? Just Theo to not battle rap today.
Let's do it. Theo.
Yeah, Theo Cane's fine for film shit.
Okay.
But yeah, the trailer's out, man. The trailer's doing good. It's been popping. I had a lot of good feedback from it, which is nice. When you spent 6 years working on something and I never really put any footage out, it was quite a nerve-wracking thing to actually put something out finally. So pressing upload on that YouTube thing, it were a big thing. But on that YouTube thing, no one knows what YouTube is. Yeah, well, pressing the button on YouTube to upload the video were a big moment. But yeah, so far people's loving it, and I know it's not really been exposed to anyone outside people that are fans of our stuff anyway. But it's just good to know that what we're doing, people are supporting it. The Indiegogo campaign that we've run is going good.
Well, it's 72% at the time of recording of you as total, so that's awesome in such a short time.
Yeah. It's got 10 days left, so I'd like to think that we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, so if they just sort of go onto the Slimehouse page, they can find Indiegogo. Well, it's Indiegogo.com.
Yeah, if you go on Indiegogo and just search Unit 11, ELEVEN, not the number 11, ELEVEN, it just comes up. It's the first thing on there, and yeah, you can donate. Even if you just donate in a $5, it all helps. It all helps hit the total. If every single person on my Facebook donated a couple of quid, we would have hit the target ages ago. So yeah, man. People that have donated so far, can't thank you enough. It's been very generous, and anyone that hasn't, that think you can just spare a couple of quid, it all goes a very long way.
And the tiers of what people donate, £10, £25, etc. There's some great stuff on there, man. Really inspired stuff, including getting invited to the premiere, appearing as a villain in the final battle.
Yeah.
I love that.
I left some little parts out specifically because I knew that I wanted to do that as one of the perks.
And I should say, it's not just yourself here, Theo. Slacky joins us as well. I was saying to you just off air, we've not met properly, but I have seen you on Slimehouse TV, Theo's awesome YouTube channel. Go check that out. But how do you know Theo, and then your relationship to Unit 11?
No, Theo since about 3 year old,
3 or 4.
There's that video of you fighting, isn't there, or sort of play fighting?
Yeah, fighting or an handbag and a hat. Or everyone's seen it now, so we've got nothing to hide. And then just full score. Just obviously we're into cool stuff and always into films together, so that's why we clicked really. And then lost a little bit of touch, and then Theo messaged me, said he were making a film. Would I be interested? I always wanted to be a bit of an actor when I was a kid. And then, just as of when I can, try and get on helping out, really.
But we see each other pretty much every day anyways. I'm godfather to his kid. We do lots of stuff together. He lives just across the road now, so we if it's not filming we're doing we're at car boots or playing PlayStation or whatever. Yeah, we're always together. So it's not just through filming that we reconnected. We reconnected in life.
And
best man at his wedding and everything.
Yeah, best man.
Oh wow, shit!
Brilliant speech, best man speech you could ever ask for.
Oh, I can only imagine, Theo.
It gets deep.
Oh my god, is there any personal recording of that or?
Of course.
Oh wow.
I might put that up actually. Let everyone see.
Put it on the Indiegogo.
That's one at perks.
Yeah, you get to see.
You donate $1,000, you can watch my wedding speech. Probably only time I'll ever do when I can't see anyone else asking me to be a best man, so it might be quite special.
Oh man, and Slacky, I have to ask, just as someone who, when he was younger, similarly to you guys, I guess, into a lot of things and kind of filmed a few things or whatever. Any early projects you remember with Theo working on, or is this the first?
Oh no, we were always messing about the camcorders, and I can remember Theo's mum screaming when she'd saw us that we'd got a pretend dead body in the bathroom and we must have been about 8 years old.
Hey.
And we're always messing about, weren't we? Even making
Predator Lego
figures and stuff and melting the faces, so then stop motion photos with them, and we're always stuff.
We made Predator with Lego.
Yeah, we did a Lego Predator. Used laser pens for red dots for Predator.
Oh, that's genius. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we'd always messed
I
about.
have got that footage somewhere and a video.
Man.
We collected Movie Maniac figures in school, didn't we? That's like what made us kind of make mates, because we were into collecting videos and Movie Maniac McFarlane figures, horror figures and stuff like that. So
Right, Movie Maniac. Sorry, Theo, can you just school me on that? What is that?
yeah, it's just a line released by McFarlane. NECA,
yeah, I've got it on images now. Yeah,
took that license now, but yeah, they just used to release like Freddy and Jason Leatherface figures and stuff. They were like figures that you when like toys started coming out, there were like high detailed ones that you'd on your shelf and not really play with. I mean, we used to play with them, but they were, you'd buy them from Forbidden Planet and they were like 20 quid for like a Freddy figure. This NECA do them all now. The license just got taken over, but they were like the first ever like high quality sculpted painted figures that you could buy.
Yeah, I definitely remember those, like high up on the shelves and kind of like really hard to open packaging, which kind of said don't play with me, like, you know, it's got that sort of element to it. But Theo, one of the things that I picked up on watching the Unit 11 trailer that I thought was really cool, just obviously Battle Rap Resume as a fan, innuendos on the narration. Mark Grist is there.
Mark Grist, there.
Flex, sorry, I called him Flix then. Flex, yourself as well. Is there anyone else in Battle Rap in the full finish thing?
Yeah, Bowski's in it, Arcake's in it.
Okay.
Arcake's in it. P Soldier does a voice in there. INC, he does a voice, who's like a jump off legend. O'Shea's he's going to be filming a cameo this weekend. So there's probably more. Eek's in it. Do you know Eek?
Yeah, of course.
Eek's in there. Yeah. So there's lots of people throughout. There's lots of battle rappers throughout it.
And
to be honest, like just on the back of that, like battle rappers are very good actors because they can remember a lot of lines, no matter how intricate the lines are. They've got no problem projecting their voice. Like, because they're used to performing like that, they're not afraid to convey emotion or anything. And if you need them to do another take the same from a different angle, they can pretty much do it the same. In fact, the very first ever battle rapper that was in Unit 11, the scene unfortunately got cut, but he is still involved in another way, which I can't talk too much about at this point, but you will see eventually, is Respect BA. He was like the first person that was in the movie, because Respect BA from Scotland is a martial artist, and he was like my favourite battle rapper growing up. He still is to this day, but he was like the first actual battle rapper to get involved in the project. In fact, it was because of Respect BA that I even got involved with Don't Flop. He was the person that introduced me to her and everyone. So it's like it goes a long way, like that connection that I made with him so early on. But yeah, originally he was in Unit 11, and I noticed just how good. Obviously he's sick anyway, but he was as an actor anyway. But it was just good because he was a battle rapper. He just knew how to remember lines, which you'll struggle with. The majority of the actors in the movie aren't actors; they're just doing me a favor. So, like, expecting him to learn 5 minutes of dialogue is a lot to ask. But for a battle rapper, that's and a poet like Mark Grist, that's the standard. Yeah, no, that's true actually. And I mean, just in terms of Respect himself, obviously just had an incredible performance at DF Scotland. Have you seen that? Have you heard of it? Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. Don Ball, you have on quite a bit. He sent me, I watched it on his pay-per-view thing, and he killed it. Tony D, like, is the guy. Like, they're both unbelievable, and Tony D is the guy. But even when Tony D were coming with like one of the best performances I've seen, it's so hard to just counter Respect BA's haymakers. Like, he just proves why he is the king of what he does. Like, and as I say, he's always been my favorite battle rapper before I even knew him. Like, I met him as like a super fan before I even battled, and like just to see him like 10 years on of knowing him, he's still absolutely killing it. Like, it's wicked. He had a very good performance in Scotland. I can't wait for him to battle again, to be honest. Yeah, that'd be so. I mean, like, you reckon he will come back after that first taste back? I'm not saying nothing. Right. I talk to him every day, so get him on the podcast. Yeah. Need to definitely. Yeah. But I mean, get back to the Unit 11, of course. Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously, we've always heard about Psychosis' film, and I think even before we did the podcast, I was just a fan. I think I knew you were doing something, and it was, there was a long process through, Facebook or Twitter or however I found out or whatever. But when was the first thought in your head of this film, what it is today? Oh, well, I've made films since school, and I made a movie called Plague World in like 2006, 2007 or something like that. And then straight away started thinking, how can I make another film? So we started filming little bits and bats then. Stuff that never materialized now. In fact, this is a film I started many years ago, but just to people personal lives and whatever, I just couldn't finish it. Like, it was a big ambitious project, and asking people to commit at that time was hard, and I was sick of being let down by people who like wanted to be in the film and then they couldn't be in it anymore or whatever various reasons. And that's where I started battle rapping, to be honest, because I didn't have to rely on anyone else, only myself. As long as I had my bars and the other person turned up, it was going down, and all that time that I spent like memorizing bars and putting the effort in wasn't wasted. It's like when I originally started doing this film, like I was getting locations and then they'd let me down, or actors would be in it and then they'd let me down, and I was sick of relying on people. To be honest, for like 3 or 4 years, I just didn't even want to talk about filming. I fucking hated it all. I'd been pissed about so much that I just did music, but music just never fulfilled that part of my heart that film did. So inevitably, I was drawn back to it eventually.
And I mean, like, you know, I know you illustrate, and obviously you appreciate long form writing in the sense of writing a battle, perhaps, or an album. But this is like mega long form. Like how many years when this finally drops? How many years have you spent on it?
I don't know, because the thing is, like, I took like 4 years out where I packed all the props away and I didn't never fucking look at them. So that I mean, do you count that 4 years where it wasn't even part of my life? So, I made Sheffield Graffiti Kingdom in that time. I did lots of music videos and stuff. Like, I wasn't not filming at all. I was teaching kids media and stuff, but as in regards to Unit 11, it was put on a back burner, so you can't really count them 4 years. So I like to say it's about 6 years all in all. But then again, like the first 2 years, all that footage I filmed, a lot of that ended up getting scrapped and I didn't even use. So it were like it's probably like 10% of the original footage I used.
Really?
So basically, like 3.5 years ago is when I actually started doing it properly.
10%.
Yeah, because
crazy,
people, 10% of the original footage is still in the movie.
But
because I filmed some shit hot stuff, but I filmed some stuff I weren't happy with. Sure. I looked about fucking 20 years younger than I do now in them scenes.
That's what I was going to say.
Like,
That's crazy, man. And when it comes out, I mean, I know you're a big fan of DVDs and special features and stuff like that. Is there going to be a DVD commentary, maybe yourself and Slacky, or?
Oh yeah, there'll definitely be a commentary. I listen to movies with commentary more than I do actual movies sometimes, just because I like to listen to that stuff. Yeah, there'll probably be a couple of commentaries. There'll be a making of and stuff like that. I like to think, because the film's been such an epic project, that the making of the movie is just as epic as the actual film. So we've got as you can imagine, we've got fucking hours and hours of footage of stuff happening on set, explosions going wrong and all sorts of stuff. So there's there'll be lots of funny things that can go into the making of, but that'll all be eventually. I'll definitely put together like a physical package. It depends what happens. Someone might, some fucking mad bastard somewhere might want to buy the movie and they might want to put it out, and who knows. I'm just keeping it very open at this point. I just need to finish the film, do some screening, and then we can talk from there. It might be shit. It might not be sellable. It might be no good. I hope that's not the answer, but no one might want to buy it. It might be just the 50 odd people that's donated to Indiegogo that want to watch it, and everyone else ain't bothered. Who knows?
And just, I mean, the journey.
I doubt it. But I don't like to get ahead of myself. No.
I mean, I doubt that, intensely too, man. Like, clearly, you've got a lot going on creatively wise. And like after this, I mean, have you also been filming season 2 of Slimehouse, or? Yeah.
Season 2 of Slimehouse is like pretty much finished.
Yes.
I've done loads of filming for it. Okay, just talk about Slimehouse a bit. I now work very closely with HorrorCon UK, which is like the biggest and best horror convention in the UK, and I'm part of their staff now. So through that, I'm able to interview all the guests that come to HorrorCon. So like this season, not even talking about the other guests I've got on it, just the horror guests this season. I interview like Doug Bradley that plays Pinhead, David Norton from American Werewolf in London, Linnea Quigley, who's like a legendary scream queen, Emily Booth, Emma Dark. I interview loads of cool people through that are all going to be in season 2 of Slimehouse. So that's wicked. And then I also interviewed some other awesome people that you'll see when the trailer drops who they are. But I've just got to basically film just like a little wraparound, like the studio audience thing. And then I've just been in Florida, so the very last episode is all filmed in Florida with Critical and Madness. Do you know Critical Madness, like Tony Madness?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I filmed the last episode all in Florida with them and Misha, my friend Misha. Like, we went over to Florida, so we filmed everything, and they took me to all the sickest toy spots, all the best graffiti spots. Check the food, the everything, all the cool stuff.
I can't wait to watch that episode.
So a bit like the Japan episode, but a little bit more structured
Love that episode.
This is a bit more structured, and
right.
we was going to just do an episode all on toys and call it All Figured Out, but when we got there were just so much cool stuff to film that I just decided to just film everything.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, and I want to urge people as well to check out the Japan episode. That's one of my favorites, man. That was
I know you like. Yeah,
really.
I've
watched that. I've watched it a few times, man. It's great. But Slacky, let me just ask you a question out of the blue, man. What was the last film you saw?
Last film I saw, I don't even. It's Predator, but I'm not just saying that. It is actually Predator.
Because you watch it every day.
I watch it at least once a week, I'd say.
Really? Wow. I mean, it's a great movie, but like, where is the addiction? Is it just?
It's just the pace and everything. Yeah. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger for me was my hero as a kid. Yeah. So just seeing him anyway. And then the Predator itself, you know, to me it's near enough real. You know, when I see it, it's just, if we're ever going to be an alien in my eyes, a real one, that's what it'd look like, a Predator. And it's the all set out of film. Even my kids love it. They're only young.
I was just going to say, kids love it, don't they?
So when kids ask to go on YouTube, come and watch Predator clips, Dad, you know, I ain't got a problem with that. So yeah, that's the last film I watched. Yeah,
that's great, man. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it is an absolute classic, isn't it? And I know what you mean. Actually, the alien does have a proper reality to it, quite tangible.
Oh yeah,
like
just, I mean, Stan Winston at his best, really. But even now, I've seen. I couldn't ever tell you how many times I've seen it. I still study it when it first appears on screen. And it's just faultless to me. There's nothing to look at it and think, wait, this could have changed that. Everything is
it's just a sick design.
Perfect creature for me.
Yeah, you're
unbelievable.
Right. And it's not even diminished. I don't know if they have these in Sheffield, but definitely have these in Birmingham. People dressed in the Predator costume, like on high streets.
I've seen them.
Sort of, for money.
I mean, I follow a few groups on internet who like some of their costumes. They like cost £10,000. You know. Proper replicas to the movie. So when I see them in town, like asking for change, stood as a predator. They're not bad. They've made an effort, but some at cost. I mean, I'd love a proper costume made, custom made one. I'd probably go down in woods with dogs stood in a tree. But yeah.
I mean, what is your taste for, like, you know, because I've been to a few comic conventions and there is that sort of replica market, isn't there? Like, this is Han Solo's blaster and it's kind of the actual sort of faux thing. Does that appeal to you, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got, at the last Comic-Con, I got a replica of Dutch's machete.
Right.
From there. I don't mind them, but I just like the Predator figures, really. So I like to get them if it actually look. I don't like to just get a cheap one just for the sake of it, because it is what it is. I like, if it looks right, I'll get it, you know. I mean, I'd love one at proper Predator 1-to-1 scale heads, but I mean, the price of them's just way out of my league.
Do those exist?
Yeah, they do exist. Yeah, I mean, they're unbelievable when you see them, but like I said, they're ridiculous. So I have to just stick with NECAs at £16 each.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Kenner stuff now, actually, and I've never seen the spike tail Predator. That's a pretty cool one.
That one.
Yeah, there's something, because you were saying in the video that they just kind of Kenner just did whatever designs they wanted, sort of thing.
Yeah, they just made them up, and I mean, some of them are way over the top. You know, it's but some of them were good concepts. You know, if they ever got brought into a film or even a comic, I think I've got nearly every Predator comic going. Right. They'd be brilliant, but now that NECA's got the license, they're starting to remake the Kenner ones that they did. So the Spike Tail now has been brought out in the new series. So I got that last week. They're a lot better. I mean, they're bigger and everything, but there's something still good about the old Kenner ones. Yeah, no, totally.
Again, I mean, this whole episode's going to be an advert for Slimehouse TV, but that's how I've heard about the Kenner stuff on Theo's YouTube channel. Very, very cool. But Theo, I guess that's the same to you. What last film you saw, man?
We watched, myself, Misha and my sister, we watched some films. We watched the Maniac remake. We watched the Blowout as well, Brian De Palma, and we watched Brian De Palma's Carré recently as well. Like, nice. I'm always watching movies. To be honest, at the tattoo studio, I usually have films on all the time, but I didn't today because I was doing some digital painting, so I couldn't have a film on as well. But yeah, I'm always watching movies.
Yeah, no, that's what I think, man. I'm just curious to see what was in Blowout. That's an interesting one to have in there.
So just some Brian De Palma we had over the weekend. I think that would have lasted.
And I mean, we touched on respect before, you know, in terms of battling. I mean, it's been 6 months or so since we last spoke. Is there anything that sort of caught your eye in battling? Any moments?
6 months, still no word. I don't deserve it. Is there what, mate?
Is there anything in the battling world that's caught your eye recently? Any battles you've enjoyed, moments or whatever?
Well, I watched. I watched. What's his name? Fresco. I watched Fresco in the what's that big like bomb shelter that they do?
The bunker. Yeah,
and I mean, I put a status up and I tweeted him in it, and I tagged him in it when he says something like, "Your girl fuck so many dudes she don't even recall. She tie her hair back in a ponytail and take on the whole team like Steven Seagal." I thought that was a sick line. It's rare that I watch battles anymore, but I don't know why I put that, and I just clicked on it and I thought that were cool. Obviously, like I've been with Tony and Critical like in Florida, so we're dropping stupid bars on that all the time. Like when you're with people that rap, like you any word you come out with, you start a freestyle from it when you're around people like that. So it's and Tony and Critical are so sick that's like I will listen to them rap words. I know that wasn't a question, but just saying like while I've been around it. And also Don't Flop are doing an event in Sheffield, so I'm going to be co-hosting that with Raptor. That's on 25th. So just at the minute trying to get names. Obviously they asked me if I would do it and stuff. But I think I was just saying today, like I think for me with battling now, the reason I need to be kind of past it is because when I was battling before, I would say anything and I would not give a fuck about the repercussions of what I said. I didn't care. I wanted to rap. I wanted to that's all I did not. I wasn't bothered about saying something fucking raw and whatever repercussion came with it, I didn't care. But now, like, I have to kind of think more about like my film career and my professional status, and like I'm working with like more professional people now, and I have people on my Facebook that are in all fields, magazines and media and conventions and stuff, and that doesn't really mix well with me on stage saying I'm going to stab someone or fucking shoot their kids and stuff. Like, it does not work in a battle rap. Like, you think nothing of it, but when it comes, well, like the reality of it, like if I was it doesn't. It's not worth it to me now to be on stage saying something that's so fucking raw that might come back on me at some point, and prevent opportunities because of something I said on stage in a battle rap. Like, I don't care about battle rap enough for me to warrant saying that. Which means before I would have said anything and I didn't care because it meant that much to me. But like now, it really doesn't. So. I'm at a point now where I would have to censor myself, which I would never want to do. I would only ever want to come if I was 100% saying what I wanted to say in the battle. I don't know if that makes sense, Tom, but I just... I kind of think now for how hard I was gonna go at Arsenal, it's probably a blessing in disguise that battle did get cancelled because I sometimes if you take a step back and you look at what you were saying, you think, yo, that's mad. Like I can like let's say that like. Let's just put it out there that like Total Film wanted to do an interview with me, and then they found we was going to do an interview, but then we saw in a battle you said to H-Bomb that I hope you get raped and stabbed in the cunt, like so we can't do it anymore because we can't put that across on our channel. So I'm not saying that I want to dismiss what I did and what I said, but I don't want to add to that. I don't want to dig that hole any deeper than it's already been dug. So that's kind of my answer now about battle rap. I had to make that as a decision that it wasn't worth me. It wasn't worth me doing it to censor myself. And if I was going to do it, I don't want to add to the chaos I've already created with my battle rap thing. It's done now. Like, I ended it on a high. I'm happy with all my battles pretty much, and they are what they are. But my heart is in film, and I feel like I have so much more to give to film than I do to battle rap. So that's kind of where I stand on it now.
No, fair enough.
That
man.
Makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. That was really convincing, and like, I totally get that. Like, there's no point in sort of dredging it up.
It's not me being deluded. Like, well, if I'm going to be famous, so I can't be saying bits shit in battles. It's just. Realistically, it doesn't wash, it doesn't go together, and I can't be like professionally putting myself across working with people or working with kids and stuff, and then I'm saying something stupid in a battle. So as much as I don't regret the battles I did, I just don't want to add to that beast.
And I guess just to wrap up on the battling front, I mean, you presenting or co-presenting, should I say, Keeping It 140, that's fucking awesome, man. That's a really like nice aspect to the event.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It's in Sheffield as well, obviously. And by me being involved in it like that, I'll be able to get a couple of people from the Sheffield scene that I would like to see battle that maybe wouldn't have been as interested if I wasn't involved. So the fact that I am involved, I've been able to bring in a couple of people, which is nice.
And I mean, like, set list wise, I appreciate in terms of the battle, you can't really give anything away, but is the event looking good?
Yeah, the event's looking wicked. And they're in negotiations with some big names and stuff. So, I'm sure it'd be a wicked event. Like, soon as they said to me, like, "Oh, we'll get you involved," I started thinking completely outside the box, and they're like, "Oh," and the Don't Flop staff like, "Oh, wow, no, that would be really cool. Didn't think of that. Yeah, man, maybe we can try that." So whether that'll formulate into anything, I just like to think outside the box, and I'm just thinking of names that you wouldn't expect to be on a Grime Clash, but like if they can get it, then they can. But we'll see how it goes. If not for that, it might be for another event. I might have planted a few seeds.
And so let's go back to Unit 11 because there's a lot I want to ask you about here in terms of. I remember we were speaking in our earlier episode, and you were saying that you listen to a hell of a lot of film soundtracks.
I really listen to.
Yeah, when you were like, right, and when you said that, it sort of clicked in my head. I was like, that's such a good idea, like to just write to, because it's not meant to take your interest away, is it? It's kind of quite background.
I draw to it more than anything.
Yeah, no, definitely works. I think, there's crazy shit out there. But I mean, the soundtrack for Unit 11, like, I see on the notes, the originally composed soundtrack. How did that come about?
Yeah, because Carl Paul, he's known as Dr. Cal Paul, the producer, but his name's Carl Williams. He's like one of my oldest, closest friends. I've collabed with him on pretty much everything I've ever put out. Like he used to produce loads of my beats, and then when I did Graffiti Kingdom, he did the soundtrack to that, and then he does the intro music to Slimehouse TV and stuff. And he's played classical piano since he was like 8, and then made a load of bass line and mad electronic stuff and like synth and stuff. And then so he just knows all styles. So. Because he's played classical piano since he was 8, he knows how to compose an orchestra on his Mac. So the entire Unit 11 soundtrack is completely composed by him. I've sat with him and said, I need it to do this, I need it to sound synthy here or electronic, or this bit I need really epic and brass and strings or stabby quick stuff for like Running Through the Woods and that. But no, he kills it. It takes him a long time, don't get me wrong, he's a perfectionist, but the stuff he's made is fire. So yeah, the whole movie, like, it's 2 hours long, this movie. He's got a completely original score throughout the whole film, like, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite soundtracks I've ever heard, and it makes it even cooler because it's in our film.
That's crazy, man. What that's so great to have someone like that involved. That sounds awesome. And I mean, like,
because I listen to so much soundtracks, I have a really good understanding of like what I want, and he can produce that. And sometimes I get pissed off with me because he'll make something and I'll be like, that's good, but it's not right. And he used to get like really fucking annoyed, like, well, get someone else to do it then. But now he just kind of understands that, like, when we get it right, he knows it's right now, because some of the stuff is so perfect. Well, it is all so perfect, the stuff he's done. He's done like 70%, 80% of the soundtrack, just a little bit more to go.
And Slacky, am I right in thinking that Alan Silvestri for you is the best composer ever?
Yeah, well, I know.
I mean, that's a shot of it.
Yeah.
I did have to just
soundtrack.
Yeah, I did have to just Google that, I have to admit, but still, I thought I don't remember the Predator soundtrack. Is it? It's quite ominous, I imagine.
It's got like its main tune, really.
Right.
But the soundtrack is pretty much like one old song or track, and it's just chopped into pieces. So I've got it at home. The soundtrack, it's not bad. It's not my favourite soundtrack. My favourite soundtrack's Pulp Fiction. Just every song on there just matches every scene perfectly for me. I love that.
It's difference between a soundtrack and a score, isn't it? You've got a soundtrack like Pulp Fiction where it's lots of songs, or a score, which is like the film. The difference between the Back to the Future theme and then like the Casino soundtrack in it. Yeah,
that's totally true. Yes, you have like Michael Giacchino and like, people like that who are kind of the huge composers and stuff like that. Theo, yourself, I mean, do you have a favourite movie soundtrack or?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, like, I love stuff like the Rambo soundtrack, which is Jerry Goldsmith. I fucked it up last time I was on this show, and I said the wrong word. Oh, right. But yeah, like Jerry Goldsmith, like, who did the Rambo soundtrack. But then like Brian Tyler now is killing it. He's the dude that does like most of the Marvel stuff. He does the Expendables. He did like Rambo 4, and he does Fast and the Furious. He did, like, even though they were shit films, the new Ninja Turtles films, like, he scored all them. There's some like films like the new Transformers movies that I fucking hate, but they got a sick soundtrack. soundtrack. So I like a lot of my phone is just full of soundtracks. I just love epic stuff. Like he always has like these Hans Zimmer and stuff. Like his soundtracks always kill it. Like the Tears in the Sun soundtrack and stuff. I can just listen to them all day. Like there's so many.
James Horner with his Braveheart.
Yeah, James Horner kills it. James Horner. Like there's so many. And Ennio Morricone, like he's Morricone, however you want to say it. Like he's unbelievable. All this stuff from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and things. And he recently just kind of came out of retirement to do the Hateful Eight soundtrack. And then you've got people like Goblin and Fabio Frizzi who do all the Italian stuff from the 70s and 80s that kill it. So there's so many. The thing is, they'll be when you like a film so much, like just listening to the soundtrack. Yeah, so I mean, you don't always want to watch the film, but you can listen to the soundtrack anytime.
Yeah, no, I agree. Nick Cave does great soundtracks, like great sort of flinty.
Yeah, Mish is mad into Nick Cave.
Yeah. Like just great stuff. But let's talk about script as well. Writing the script. Were you kind of were you referring to like Save the Cat? Because there's so many like script writing manuals out there, isn't there?
No, do you know what, mate? I just wrote this film as I was going along, pretty much. I'm not even gonna lie. Like there was once a script. There was once a script for Unit 11, but that was like when I first started it, and it was really ambitious. Like some of the stuff in it were crazy. I'm not even going to say why, but it was so crazy. So what I did is, obviously, because I started making this film again, but there were so many key scenes. Like I said, they were like 10% of the stuff I used from the original footage. So I wanted to make that still work. And then you start filming something, and then you decide to cut it out. So you've got to tie stuff together. So the script is a bit crazy. It's all over the place. But I think, like, considering I had to cut and paste and jigsaw a lot of stuff together, it flows quite linearly now. It wasn't an easy thing to do. Like there's lots of stuff that I've had to film whole scenes just to make other stuff work, and then the thing that I filmed that scene to make that work, I didn't even end up keeping in the film. But then the scene I filmed to make it worked so well, so we had to work around that. I said work about 20 times, but this is what goes to this kind of thing, a lot of work.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. And like they often say, don't they, that a movie is made in the editing room. Is that something you found?
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, because I edit everything myself, I know what I need to shoot. So anything I film, and I know how I'm going to edit it as I'm filming it, which helps a lot, because then I know if I've got a shot, I know I don't need to do it again. I know I don't need to film it from another angle because I've got it there. And like 99% of the time, that always works out for me. But I don't know how you do it if someone else was editing your film. I don't know how. Like, I'm lucky that I learned to edit so young that now it's just second nature to me. I couldn't even imagine editing something that I've not filmed, unless it were like a really boring talk scene, like which I would never film anyway. But yeah, so the film's definitely made in the edit. And then, but to be honest, it's the soundtrack that brings it to life. Once you've done your colours and you've dropped your black bars on to make it look CinemaScope, which I do, and then once Cal puts the music to it, like the right cues, the notes hit on the right point, the right cue. Like you'll see in the trailer, Cal made all that soundtrack, and there's bits where it'll drop, and then it's the bit where the music just cuts out, and then it's siren, and then the music comes back in. Like that trailer without that music was nowhere near as epic. The music is what made it like really fucking boom.
And I see that in the kind of notes of the Indiegogo thing, you mentioned that a lot of the money that you're raising at the moment is going towards the fact that you used old sound recording devices or different formats and stuff like that. That is that's difficult to work with, I guess, in a way.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, to be honest, I never went to film school or nothing. I've worked on a lot of other like independent films and stuff, but that were just like doing special effects or acting and things. I never actually. This was my film school making this film, and like the movie I made before this was all just shot on home video camera. You don't really worry too much about sound, but when you want like cinema sound, obviously we have like external recording devices and stuff, but you might be like, oh, we had it a bit too loud. Well, I didn't know that because I've never done it before. I know now, but that means I've got a whole scene where the sound's a bit louder or a bit quiet. So it's just a case of like some stuff needs re-recording, which we've done, so we know it works. We've done bits, but it's just it's just studio time. You need to be in studio, and you don't want to be in a home studio. You want to be in a proper one with a dude that knows everything about audio, that can like tweak that and produce it and make it work. So yeah, a lot of the money will be spent on studio time doing audio. I think there's like 5 scenes in a 2-hour movie that I could do with the audio clearing up. And also you find a lot of time when I don't want to put people off watching the film in any way, but these quite often when you film stuff, you get like a bit of like a or like a hiss or a hum in the background, or you get like a bit of like cars driving in the background in the distance, which you can mask out when you know what you're doing, and you can like blend the sound of like cars in the background with like a bit of wind or a trickling river, or the generator if you're in a corridor, like a dung dung dung, like a fan generator or something like that. So it goes even into like, I mean, this stuff I can do myself, but because the film's set in 2035, there is no traffic, so I can't have cars driving even in the background. It's very quiet. If you were filming something that was contemporary, it wouldn't matter because there's cars now, but in the future there's no cars because the UK has been evacuated, so I need to blend that out. Like this, sometimes if I film a scene and there's like a smoke trail from a plane in the sky, I have to go in after and paint that out. Or if there was a street light on, I need to paint the street light out because there won't be no electric like that. There won't be planes flying over the sky. So it's just little things like that when you set a film in the future, you don't really think too much until you're actually editing it and you're like, oh shit, I can see a fucking train in the background, so I need to paint it out.
Yeah, it's another difficult thing you just learn on the set, I suppose. But yeah,
everything is just a fucking chore, Tom. Everything is just a fucking twat. Everything's a cunt, man. Like every little single thing that you think could go wrong, it does, and then other things you don't even realize. Everything's proper whore.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And yeah, I get that. And when you were, I mean, Slacky, yourself on the film, you said you star in it. I mean, how many days have you spent on set?
On set?
Yeah.
Do you mean just filming? We don't have a set.
Yeah, sorry, set.
On location.
On
just
location.
yeah.
Well,
yeah, with the catering, yeah.
With me actually on the screen.
Yeah.
About a good few days worth, but actually being there, just whether it's just carrying for just what little camera tricks I might have to do. I've lost count the amount of days that.
Or when you put a mask on and played someone else, or put his hood up and double.
Someone could turn up and I've had to pretend to be them and stuff you'd never know. Like we know looking back, which is why it's like it's weird when we watch it back. Some clips like, well, I was there that day, you know. I know how we did that. I know how we did that. It's good watching it back.
You find a lot of the characters, like the main three characters in the film, all have the hood ups in a lot of the scenes, and the reason is because they worked different schedules, so I couldn't always get them on the same Sunday. So I would film one person's dialogue with their face talking to someone who had the hood up with the back to camera, and then go out the next week, film the reverse, and hope that the fucking weather was similar. Like. Just things like that are such an issue. If you were paying actors, it wouldn't matter. You get it all in a week. But like, I'd get 3 people over 3 weeks for 30 seconds of filming in a scene where they're all supposed to be together. It was very like, I'm not being big-headed, but like we had to be really clever in making that work out.
And who is the core team apart from you and the composer? Is there anyone else who's really involved?
Oh yeah, there's lots of people. Yeah, these lots of people that are there every time. So yeah, there's a big core team of the Expendables that all put this thing together. When I said core team, I meant like in the movie, the characters in the movie core team. Yeah, the Clash Force that go on the mission. So they're the dudes that I meant. Those actors had to put the hood up. In regards to the film crew, everyone's in the movie. There's no one that's behind camera that's not in the film and rolling it a lot. Like they might be like within there's like these hunters that's in the film that hunt people, and there's probably like 100 of the hunters. So within the hunters, like there's key characters that might not even say anything, but they're in like 10 scenes. You know what I mean? Like those kind of people. But they were actually the dude that was holding the boom mic most of the time, but they also had to be in the film as well.
Yeah, honestly, it's incredible, man. Like, you know, it's so cool to hear about, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. Obviously, urge everyone to check out the trailer as well. I mean, another point that you made on Indiegogo that I thought was interesting. You say we plan on pushing this movie as far as we can. This means we want to put as many festivals around the world as possible. I mean that sort of scene. I'm very naive to that, Theo. I guess how does one break into that and start showing films at festivals?
Oh, it's easy. All you've got to do is submit there's hundreds and hundreds of festivals around the world. So it's easy, theoretically, in theory, to get your film in festivals. However, there might not be 100 festivals that want to show a post-apocalyptic action adventure. There might be 20. So then that 20 you have to submit to, and maybe 4 of them will be interested in showing it. So but then say it does well at 2 of those festivals, then other festivals pick it up and that kind of thing, and you can start hitting the circuit. Like my sister's a filmmaker as well. I shot her and edited her movie, and that one's played in like Australia, New York, Canada, all over, man. She's killed it. So like, and that was just a short film, like a 7-minute long film, and that's killed the festival. So it played in Sheffield at Celluloid Screams. So yeah, the means to do it is out there, but you have to pay to submit your film to a festival. Now with Sheffield Graffiti Kingdom, I submitted it to Docfest and it didn't get in, so automatically I'm like, right, fuck festivals, they fucking waste of money, fuck them, I'm never doing one ever again. But no, I've had like 4 years to calm down, right. And start looking at it more strategically, like how you get your film in festivals. But I mean, it's a 2-hour feature film, it's fucking epic. So providing that there's festivals in the world that want to show an epic film that's 2 hours long that were made for nothing, but doesn't look like it were made for nothing, I think we'll be all right. Well, it's not a case of I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right. There is festivals that will show it. There's horror film festivals all over the world. So even though it's not a horror film, it's very visceral, it's violent, it's raw. And then there's like fantastic film festivals and stuff. And failing all that, Trauma will show it. Trauma Film Festival show anything cool. And Lloyd Cole Trauma Dance. So even if all else fails, it'll play at Trauma Dance.
No, I'm sure it'll play at loads of places. I'm just interested in the but you're realistic about it, which I appreciate as well. You know.
Yeah. I think it's just because we come from such a shit fucking place in the world where like, people don't really do anything. Music does good, like Def Leppard, Arctic Monkeys, and Pulp and stuff. But I think for what we do, action movies is really not something that you would ever get out of, like, especially Northern England or even England, really. Like, they make the odd one now and again, and a lot of films are shot in Pinewood and stuff. But in regards to like a bunch of working class Northerners making an action feature film, there was a team led by a guy called Cliff Twemlow in the 90s, who was like one of my heroes. He was from Manchester. If you ever have a chance to look up his legacy, like, it's very hard to find information on him, but he's the fucking dude. Like, he's someone that, like, I saw, researched him and like found out like what we're doing now, he was doing in like the 90s, but it never kind of picked up. But one of his films, GBH, made it onto the original video nasty list, so that's like a good start to find out about him. But yeah, so we're not the only people to ever do what we do, but what we do, when you tell people like day to day, I'm making an action movie, they're like, yeah, fucking hell, really? Like they don't. It's where we come from. It doesn't happen. So we have to think realistically. We have to think realistic, because the second you start thinking that you want to make an action movie, the fucking whole world's already against you.
I mean, is there a legacy of Sheffield filmmaking, or
not particularly? They have warp in Sheffield, but they don't take films or submit scripts, only stuff that they put out. And now they're working on big budget films. In fact, they produce like This Is England and that kind of thing. Right. So within Britain, like, there's a scene for, they don't get me wrong, there's a scene for filmmaking in the north of England, but what we're doing is very out there compared to like a small drama about a few working class people. Like, it's not the Full Monty was made in Sheffield, When Saturday Comes was made in Sheffield, but these are like,
they've got no explosions.
No, they haven't got tanks and explosions and war. They haven't got battles going on. Like Threads was made in the 90s, all about a nuclear bomb hitting Sheffield. So there is films that are iconic come out of Sheffield, but what we're doing is quite it's a bit unheard of in the north of England.
And great to see that you're pushing for a kind of classic retro VHS style kind of poster.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't even talk about who's going to do that poster, but but we've raised enough money on Indiegogo now to pay the dude, and he's like one of my favorite artists ever, and he's going to kill it. So I can't wait. Like, I didn't want to spare no expense in getting the sickest guy to do the poster. So yeah, no, it's confirmed. It's going to happen. We've made enough money to pay him now, and he's given me like a ridiculously discounted price, because after I met him and told him what we do, we were like, look. I mean, this guy was working on Game of Thrones at the minute. I probably can't even say that, but this dude's working on like big things at the minute. Like, and he's a legend. He's been doing it years and years and years and years. So I mean, he wouldn't even normally probably take an independent film, but because I've met him I've got like on a good level with him. Like he's obviously seen something in what we do, and he's up for doing it. So I can't wait to get that out. I want people to see that poster and just want to click on it before they even know what Unit 11 is. Just like draw to our cool. If you're remotely into anything cool and retro, then you'll want to click on it. Just the poster, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And I mean, like modern movie posters, they're so bland, aren't they? They're so similar.
Yeah, they are. It's having a bit more of a resurgence now with Star Wars coming out and stuff, and a lot of like the Arrow videos are like hiring like Graham Humphrey and Tom Hodge and stuff to do like VHS old school style posters, but it's still very, very much underground. But it has a resurgence, and posters you see nowadays, they don't have no heart to them. Like look, I mean, I love stuff like the Marvel movies, but you see the Marvel poster and it's like, oh yeah, cool, nice Photoshop image. It's not, but like the new Star Wars poster come out and it was painted it for Rogue One. It looked unbelievable. Like I want that on my wall. Do you know what I mean? That looks cool. I want that. So I like to think the painted poster will have a resurgence. I'm not saying I'm going to bring it back. I'm doing that just because I love that stuff.
Yeah, no, of course, man. And also one of the things you're looking to do is, love this one, give a full cinema screen premiere in Sheffield.
Yeah, man. We won't be able to call it the premiere because that holds it back from possible film festivals that will want to show it, because then they can say we're doing the premiere of Unit 11, but it'll be the cast and crew screening premiere, basically. I can't wait for that. That'll be the night where like all the fucking hard work's paid off. Do you know what I mean? All the sleepless nights, all the editing hours and hours, all the stuff going wrong, thinking, will we finish it? All arguments we've had on set between each other, like kicking off with each other, and when stuff's not gone right and people want to go home and it's cold and it's pissing it down with rain and we've still got 2 hours worth of filming to do, all the shit and that's come along with it will all be worth it on that night. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Oh, man.
Even though by that point, I've watched the film a million times myself anyway, but just watching it with other people and getting the reaction of a crowd will be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy, man. I guess seeing
Unless they start going, boo, wow, shit, then it won't be good.
No, I'm sure. And, I mean, seeing like directed by Theo Cane on the screen as well. I guess that's going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
That's that. Well, I guess that kind of wraps us about up, man, for all this Unit 11 stuff. But I definitely want, you guys back on when, this is nearer production. I mean, do you envision, when's the release date? Must be soonish, right? Or
it'll be this year. I mean, as in release date when you can just go and buy it or whatever, or watch it, whatever. I mean, I'd like it to be this year. But I'm going to basically, as soon as it's finished, I'll screen it in Britain. I'll send it to a load of film festivals, and I'll arrange a load of private screenings across Britain to show it. So everyone will get to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like I make a point of that. To be honest, like what I'd like to do. Realistically as well is get it to some kind of streaming website, Netflix or something like that. I've spoke to like a producer already that's got to hook up to the Virgin one of that. But like, so you could, because streaming's so big now, like if you put it in Sainsbury's for whatever, a £5, not as many people's going to watch it as if it was on Netflix. So something like that would be awesome. Do you know what I mean? In the age of streaming, to have it on something like Netflix that everyone's got, or Amazon Prime or something, that would be the dream. I'm not saying that's something that will happen. It might go on a much lower tier platform than that, but just knowing that it's out there and people can watch it, that'll be good. It was never about making money, this movie. No. It was never about anything. It was just we wanted to make a movie, and that's just what we did back then, and it just ended up materializing into something that was epic. But it was never about making money. I'm not like, I want to sell this now and make money. Like, I just want it to be a showpiece of what we can do if we did get some funding. Like, do you know what I mean? I see people get funding for such shit, and if you could get like some decent money to put something together off the back of this, then I'd be happy. I don't care about making money off this. No, I want people to see this. I'm not bothered too much about making money off it in any way. None of us are. We just did it because we love film.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And what a crazy thing to tick off the bucket list that you made a feature film.
Yeah.
Like, it is mad, man. And I mean, I can't wait to see it. Like, and I think
thank you.
Something like. Something like Netflix is, probably right up the alley.
Yeah, well, I see people, and I just people eat street and stuff, and they're like, "When's your film out?" "Oh, I can't wait for it to be out." I'm like, "You think I can't?" Like, I'm fucking sick of looking at it. I want to put it out. Sick of people asking me. So yeah, it won't be long, bro. We just urge people to keep checking that trailer, keep checking the Indiegogo. If you've got a £5 or a £10 you can spare, just throw it in there, man. It just means one less takeaway this week. Fuck it, help out a movie get finished. You know what I mean? You can say, when that film's out, I chucked a tenner into that film. I paid for that fucking bit of blood that just flew out of that guy's skull.
I paid for Slacky.
Yeah. I paid for that door that Slacky and Theo went flying through. It was funny because when you were saying about like you saw us fighting on the on video when we were younger, we were fighting when we were little, and then like we're fighting now in this film. It's like we do an epic fight scene, we smash through a swamp, and then we smash through a door, and we do like a big fight scene and stuff.
Covered in bruises
and bust up back and knees and everything. But it's funny that we were fighting at 3 and now I'm 29 and we're still doing it.
No, it's great. Yeah, like I say, I can't. Superlatives aren't enough, man. It is mad that you've made this thing. But thank you as well. I need to just urge everyone, seriously, go onto Indiegogo, search Unit 11, and do donate. Completely deserving. And check out the trailer as well. Is it Theo Cane Garvey? They search like your channel wise to find that. Just
write Unit 11 trailer.
11. That's it.
ELEVEN trailer, and it'll come up now. It's like the one of the first thing that comes up. Unit 11 trailer or Unit 11 HD trailer, whatever. It comes up, man, and you can watch it. And yeah, it's top. Hope you enjoy it.
It's top.
And if you don't have to. It's fine. You know what I mean? Just appreciate the fact it was made off nothing, and that like I fucking nearly killed myself making the film.
Oh my God, I don't know if you're aware of this, you probably are, Theo. There's a guy, because I just Googled Unit 11 trailer, it's top, by the way, of the links.
Yeah.
The second one is, it's Baron Minds doing a trailer reaction.
Baron Mind did a trailer reaction, yeah. Big up Baron Mind.
I need to watch that, shit. Oh yeah,
great. He's cool, man. He supports everything everyone does. He's mad into his, like, crazy exploitation. The most fucked up shit available to watch, he reviews it. So, the fact he did a Unit 11 one is very, very cool.
All right. And how do people get at you in terms of following you on social media and stuff, Theo? Slimehouse?
Probably Instagram's the best, because like Facebook, I just keep it kind of private now.
Yeah.
You just follow me on Instagram, Theo_Cane, CANE_Garvey. That's the best place to find me. Just search the Unit 11 hashtag on Instagram and it'll link you straight to me, and that's where I put all the best updates and stuff. You just get me on there. Like I say, in regards to Facebook, I just, it's just like my personal stuff on there. But you'd be better following me on Instagram if you want to message me and ask me anything like that. That's cool, always down. And that's Indiegogo. Just type in Unit 11 ELEVEN, and you can read all the stuff that Tom's been reading out. You can read all that on there, and you can just see all the perks and stuff, and they say if you want to chuck some money down, do it.
Yeah, no, definitely repeat that, yeah, for sure. Slacky, I know you just kind of interloper in a certain sense, but do you have like social media and stuff like that, or is it you're more of just a guy? I don't mean that in a weird way.
More just a guy. I've got a big fishing page. I'm mad for my fishing.
Right, okay.
But no, mine's just like a private, average Joe's Facebook page, really. Sure.
Are you gonna?
Unless film does really well, and then. Might be able to follow me then.
Might get a Twitter fired up.
Yeah, I might get Twitter.
But if you're into fishing, Sheffield Specimen Hunters, that's Slacky's fishing page, and it's got like tons of members. I mean, it's not just, even though it's called Sheffield Specimen Hunters, you can go on. You'd find it interesting no matter where you.
Yeah, I'm going to follow that literally right now. Yeah, that's going to be.
Yeah. So, which it's a big page, man. It does well, and there's this constant traffic and people. I mean, I'm not into fishing myself, but I can appreciate these. Most of the crew are into fishing, so I can appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess I've never really considered like a Facebook group for fishermen, but I guess it's just must be key.
There's a Facebook group for fucking old man.
No, I'm sure there is, but I just like. I guess it makes so much sense with like portable phones and photography and stuff like that. It's it's very cool.
So yeah, if you did want to hit Slacky up about anything to do with the film, that'd be the place to get him at. Sheffield Specimen Hunters.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone listening live, but especially thank you to you, Theo and Slacky. Really appreciate this, guys.
Cool, brother. Nice one. And I'll end the Facebook Live. Safe to everyone that's locked in. There's loads of questions and people typing stuff. So I'll get back to all.
Hang on, is there?
I think people can answer questions.
Oh, sorry. Let's go. Yeah, let's do those. If you got time still.
I can't go through them now because it's on my phone. I just kept seeing stuff pop up and people commenting and things. But I'll get back to them, or I'll just write to them.
All right. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. But yeah. All right.
Respect every time, Tom. And if you ever want to hook up and just talk about anything, you know where we are.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Appreciate it, guys.
Cool, bro.